Woo! Here we go. Welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael here on Friday the 13th. That's right. Halloween coming up. It is Friday the 13th. What a week. What a month this has been so far, and we are only 13 days into it. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely love it for the sports world. Love it for my business. It's fantastic. Ooh, lots to get into today, but first, it is Friday the 13th, National No Brawl Day. That's correct. National No Brawl Day. Look, I'm just going to leave that right there. You guys do what you want with that, man. Welcome into the show. What else we got going on today? There's all kinds of stuff for the 13th of October. National M&M Day. Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Good job. Yes. Train Your Brain. It's the Navy's birthday. World Egg Day. Vet Nurse Day. Man, it goes on and on and on. So welcome into the show, guys. First off, I want to thank Christian's Tailgate as always. Look, we're here in Houston. There's 5 locations. Go to christianstailgate.com. The Astros are playing this weekend. It's going to be unbelievable over there on Sunday. College football Saturday. There's a fight. I think one of the Paul brothers is fighting Saturday night. There were some issues with that, by the way. I saw he got hit in the head with a microphone at a press conference. I don't know. Maybe it makes for good television. I had no idea one of the Paul brothers was fighting, but he is. I think it's Logan. So go to christianstailgate.com. They've got on Sundays, they've got a Buffalo's Bill Mafia bar. They've got a Cowboys bar. They got all kinds of stuff, man. Christian's Tailgate, award-winning food, everything. And also, when you're leaving Christian's Tailgate, you get in trouble. DWI Special Attorney Mark Thiessen and Company over at Thiessen Law Firm. Go check them out. The TexasTrialAttorney.com, 713-864-9000. One of the best attorneys in Texas and in Colorado. That's flat out all there is to it. Just go to TexasTrialAttorney.com, 713-864-9000. Lots to get into today. Tons to get into today. Thursday night football. Man. Okay. I guess you're excited about that. That game was... I was doing other things, put it that way. That was a boring football game. We'll get into Thursday night football. Taylor Swift, she was there. Not going to talk about her too much, except for the fact that now that Taylor Swift is at these games and the Kansas City Chiefs are winning, if you're a Chiefs fan, you probably want her to keep coming. Deshaun Watson, we got news on Deshaun Watson that he isn't playing. This is getting very, very interesting in Cleveland. There was a Hail Mary in Houston last night, college football. I cannot believe this game. That was one of the craziest college football games I've seen in a long time. And I lost money. I was pissed. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And Major League Baseball playoffs, of course, in full swing. Woo! The Atlanta Braves. All the 100-win teams are gone. All the division winners are gone except for the Astros. Only 90-win and below teams remain in Major League Baseball playoffs. Good or bad thing? We'll talk about that. And also, we'll end the show with my bets for the weekend and where do you want to be? What city this weekend would you like to be at? I got 3 choices. So we'll talk about that. Yeah, Kevin Anthony, thanks for chiming in as usual. It was a horrible NFL game last night. Look, Chiefs covered. I took the Chiefs in the first half. Y'all heard me yesterday on the show. Chiefs, and they covered in the first half. And they covered for the game, 10.5 or 11. Well, they pushed if it was 11. But then I took the West Virginia Mountaineers, who scored with 12 seconds left to go in the game, and then allowed a Hail Mary to lose my bet. Oof. And look, mine wasn't huge, but I know there was some big money out on that game last night. I know it. That had to hurt, man. Last night's game, NFL. Let's just jump right into the NFL. The Broncos are a very, very, very bad team. And whose fault are you putting this on? Are you saying this is Sean Payton's fault, or are you saying Russell Wilson? This was horrible football. Screw you on that junk touchdown. I don't want to hear that Russell Wilson got a touchdown. Come on, man. That game was already out of control. The Chiefs they really did pull the reins back a little bit. Russell Wilson, I don't know how many more times I got to say it, man. He's not it. 13 of 22, 95 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, sacked 4 times. Prior to the game, Jerry Jeudy's yelling at reporters. Prior to the game, there's a rumor going around Jerry Jeudy's being traded. Plus, their star defensive ends on the block. In fact, all of Denver Broncos are on the block. Talk about going from, wow, we're going to have an incredible season, to holy crap, what the hell just happened? Broncos are 1-5, and it's not getting better, folks. It's not getting any better. Russell Wilson isn't all of a sudden going to come around and be this incredible quarterback, and he's going to win you 8 games this year. It's not happening. In fact, I can't even imagine the locker room in Denver or in Broncos, like wherever they're at. What's the look that Sean Payton gives Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson is not a good fit for that team. He's not. They're young. They're energetic. They like to probably go out and party. Russell Wilson's a family man. He's a Christian. He likes to go to church on Sundays. This team is not about that life. And Sean Payton, bad fit. Someone get in touch with Drew Brees. I need to know Drew Brees. I want to know what his thoughts are on Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. I just want to know. Somebody tell me what Drew Brees has to say about Sean Payton. I haven't even seen him on TV this year. I know his hair was coming back. I saw that. I haven't seen Drew Brees anywhere. Didn't he sign a big deal and was doing TV, calling the football games on Sundays? And where's Tom? Tom Brady? Thought you signed a $275 million deal to do some games. Come on. Back to the Broncos. 1-5. It's not getting better, folks. It's going to get worse. And in fact, this makes my job so much easier. These games, it's awesome. They've got Green Bay next. They've got Kansas City again right after that. Guess who they have after that? Buffalo. You're looking at, I'm going to say they lose to Green Bay. And then they're going to lose the next 2 after that, Kansas City and Buffalo. So next 3. 1-8, folks. 1-8. They've got a bye after that Kansas City game in between Buffalo. So that's where I'm going to tell you, and I've told you over and over, Russell Wilson will be benched. Coming off of that Kansas City loss, they'll be 1-7. And they're going to bench Russell, and they're going to go into Buffalo. I would assume, I would think. There's going to be an injury. Russell will go on the IR. Something's going to happen where Denver starts to tank, because guess what they need now? A quarterback. Oh, that's right. There's 5 of them coming out in this year's draft. So get ready, Denver Bronco fan. You signed Russell Wilson. You signed Sean Payton. And now guess what? You're going to need a rookie quarterback. Right now, the Broncos sit third in the draft, folks. They're going to get a quarterback. This is without a doubt turned into the Broncos drafting a quarterback in a must-lose situation. They're going to tank. And hell, you don't even have to pull Russell Wilson at this point. Let him play. He's doing just fine losing. The Denver Broncos are looking for a QB. And look, Sean Payton's not going anywhere. Sean Payton's going to draft a quarterback in this next year's draft that he wants, that he can work with, and boom, bye-bye Russell Wilson. That's going to happen. So, look, if you got something to look forward to, Denver, right now, you're sitting third in the draft. And if Chicago wins a couple more, you're going to be sitting second. But it doesn't matter. There's 5 NFL-ready quarterbacks coming out. Carolina took Bryce Young. Houston took C.J. Stroud. Who's working out better right now? I know it's early, But Houston looks to got the better of that deal. So whether the Broncos sit in second, third, fourth, it doesn't matter. They're going after a quarterback. The season is done for the Denver Broncos. Forget about it. See you later. They're going to offload Jerry Jeudy. They're going to offload probably their defensive end, maybe even a couple of other players. And this is a rebuild. It's done. They tried it. They got Russell Wilson. They gave him the money. Yay, let's go. Let's try to do it. It didn't work. It didn't work, and it was a very expensive mistake. Very expensive mistake. What the owner was selling Broncos, he's like, yeah, I'm out. Walmart, y'all take over. Y'all pay Russell. And that's what's happening. Russell's done. You're going to have to eat that money. Go get yourself a quarterback. Move on, because right now, that is exactly where you're heading. You're not beating Kansas City in 2 weeks. You're not beating Buffalo. You probably won't even beat Minnesota. And the schedule, it just doesn't ease up for them. They got Detroit. They got the Chargers. The Texans who are playing good football. Look, it doesn't ease up. Broncos are done. Go get your quarterback in the draft next year. And good luck 2 years from now. So let's look forward to the 2025 Denver Broncos with Sean Payton and Bo Nix. There you go. There's my Denver Broncos take. I like it. Look, it is what it is. There's a lot of bad teams in the NFL right now. There's a lot of bad teams in the NFL. And one of them just lost its starting quarterback for the second straight game and apparently is healthy enough to play in one Deshaun Watson. I've talked about this a little bit on previous shows. He's now been ruled out for the 49ers game. Look, I don't blame him. 49ers, they should absolutely trounce the Browns. In fact, it's only San Francisco minus 9.5. I get it. The Browns defense is okay, but San Francisco, screw it. That's a great football team. So, and the Browns are not, and they don't even have Deshaun Watson. P.J. Walker will be going against that San Francisco defense. See ya. In fact, when we get off the air, I'm putting my money on San Francisco right now, minus the 9.5. P.J. Walker versus San Francisco D in a rainy, cold, 55-degree weather game? No. No, give me San Francisco to run all over them. Browns won't even be able to move the football. What's the over-under? 36. 36! Wow. Give me the 49ers. Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns, absolute disaster. And look, if his shoulder's hurt, I understand that. But their whole staff has not given us any inclination that he can't play or that he's healthy and he won't play. That's bad. And we've seen he's already sat out a full season in Houston. Healthy. We'll see next week. This is coming off a bye, folks. The Cleveland Browns were on a bye week. He has plenty of time. He is healthy. He's not practicing. He's not with the team, at least. Apparently, he's throwing in the facility, but not with the team. There's issues there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There is issues in Cleveland, I promise you. They've already lost their starting running back for the year and a brutal knee injury in Nick Chubb. Now, Deshaun Watson basically refusing to play. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know. They haven't given us anything else. They haven't said he's hurt. They've said he's healthy. So Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns, you got a problem. You got a big, big problem, and it's an expensive one. In fact, to the tune of $230 million expensive. Guaranteed. Why would Deshaun play? I think we even said this a long time ago as well. Like, if he just tweaks his elbow, tweaks his pinky, he's guaranteed $230. I'm not playing either. I'm not playing in the rain versus San Francisco. Deshaun Watson. Nah, I don't feel like playing today. You're an NFL quarterback. What do you mean? Golly. There's something going on in Cleveland, and it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well at all, except for probably Deshaun Watson. Because whether he plays or not, he's got $230 million in his bank. That's facts. I don't know if there's a clause. I doubt there is. Cleveland. There's not a clause that says we don't have to pay him if he doesn't play. It's guaranteed money. Deshaun Watson, $230 million. The Browns are about to be 2-3, and he's not playing. P.J. Walker is your starting quarterback in a cold, rainy day in Cleveland on Sunday. We'll get into the rest of the games here in a few minutes. Let's move on to some baseball because we had some last night. The Atlanta Braves, the 104 win Atlanta Braves, out. They lost the series 3-1. Philadelphia put it on them. I was hoping that game would go 5 because I just wanted to see more of it. That was a fun series. Second year in a row, Atlanta's been taken out by Philadelphia. And there are no more 100-win teams. In fact, there's just 90-win teams and below left in the Major League Baseball playoffs. I said a few days ago this may be a big issue for baseball outside of Texas, who's watching the Rangers and Astros. I got to think that Philadelphia is the favorite around the United States, but I think that if you lose the East Coast and you lose the West Coast, which would be New York, Boston, Philly's over there. So that's why I'm saying that Philly's got to be the favorite around the United States. There's nobody in the West Coast left. LA's out. There's not a lot of interest in baseball right now. The Astros playoff game, is Sunday at 7 o'clock. There's also an NFL football game Sunday night. And it's a bad one, folks, and we'll get into that too. But I guarantee you more people are watching the NFL. It's just a juggernaut. The Major League Baseball playoffs, with the teams that are left now, you should see. Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media platforms. Sports with Ball Facebook page obviously blows up. It's unbelievable. Go there if you're looking for a good conversation and good arguments in sports. Go to Sports with Balls on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, wherever. TikTok, I'm on there. But, man, there's not a lot of interest in these baseball playoffs anymore. Outside of Dallas and Houston, who go at it on Sunday, and Philadelphia and Phoenix, where are you looking? In fact, you could even ask Texas Ranger fan or Houston Astro fan, are you watching the Arizona Philly series? No. We're not. Guaranteed. It's not interesting. I was watching the Braves Phillies. That was fun. Arizona, Philadelphia, two hot teams. I get it. But just doesn't interest me. I like the crowd in Philadelphia, and I'll be at the Astros game. But, as far as drawing broadcast networking numbers, yeah, these series aren't going to do it. It will be interesting to see if Philadelphia, Arizona outdraws Houston, Dallas. Or as Houston likes to say, Houston versus South Oklahoma. That's pretty funny when they do that. We'll see. All right, this part of the show brought to you by Hobuzz right here, THC infused seltzer. I will have this at the show live from Christian's Tailgate on Monday. The game starts at 3 o'clock on Monday. This stuff will be there. I will be there. There'll be a live show. Go to hobuzzco.com. THC infused seltzer stuff is absolutely amazing. HOBUZZCO.com, or give them a call, 832-929-4563. That's hobuzzco.com. Got a few comments in here. Steven Silva says, I agree. Braves would have pulled more views. The Braves-Phillies series would have pulled more views. That's why I wanted it to go to 5. Like, that would have been fantastic. That was a great, great crowd in Philadelphia. You saw some great antics. Nick Castellanos, big you-know-what, Nick. I'm going to feel bad when his son, you see all these shots of Nick Castellanos' son, and he's just like, yeah, my dad. It's awesome. And then, And how many people are going to watch the repeat of last year's World Series? Is that going to be interesting to a lot of people? Probably not. It's just MLB. If you don't have those juggernauts in there, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Cardinals, the Yankees, if they're not in there, man, a lot of the country loses interest. A lot of the country has already moved on to college football as their mainstay and or NFL football. That's just the way it is. But the Astros are in. They play the Rangers on Sunday. And I'm excited for it. I am stoked for this game and this series. The first time Dallas and Houston, Dallas being the Texas Rangers, have ever met in the postseason. Houston's -140. The over-under is 8.5. I don't believe they have. Justin Verlander's been named the starter for Houston. Now, Dallas, we don't know yet. Texas Rangers, we have no idea. That's the start of the ALCS Sunday at 7:15 p.m. on Fox. The NLCS will start the next day on Monday. Both CSs will play on Monday. The ALCS starting at 3, NLCS starting at 7. Who's your picks? Who you got? Astros, Rangers, Phillies, Diamondbacks, hit me up. Let me know. I got Astros and Phillies. That's what I got. Steven Silva just said, safe to say there won't be any Sunday night football games. Yeah, I talked about that earlier, and we might as well jump into the NFL now. We've gotten through the baseball. Let's get back to some NFL scores this weekend on some games that are, man, it's a boring Sunday. All right, I'll just say it. It's not that exciting. Ravens and Titans. Yeehaw! Commanders, Falcons, Vikings, and Bears. The 1-4 Vikings, the 1-4 Bears. Yeah, not tuning in. Seahawks and Bengals. That's an interesting game. That should be fun to watch. 49ers at the Cleveland Browns. We talked about Deshaun Watson not playing in a rainy 55-degree weather day. So a bad day for the Browns. Bad day for the Browns. Panthers. 0-5 Panthers at the Dolphins. Start every single fantasy player you have for the Miami Dolphins. Colts and Jags battling for first place. 3-2. That should be a decent game. Saints and Texans. Surprisingly fun game. This will be a good football game. CJ Stroud needs to get back on track with Nick Collins. That Saints defense, they're good. This is one of the best quarterbacks the Saints face all season. I'm not kidding you guys. Go look at their schedule. They don't face a top-tier quarterback. I think maybe one. It's insane. The Saints are going to the playoffs. You can book it unless something very bad happens. Patriots and Raiders, boring football game. Cardinals and Rams, terrible football game. Eagles and Jets, not a fun football game. Lions, Buccaneers, that's a good one. All right, so I got 3 good games. 3 good NFL games. In fact, for my weekend, where do you want to be? None of the NFL stadiums are in it. Like, where do you want to be this weekend? None of the NFL stadiums are in it. Because the Sunday night game, which Steven just alluded to, is the New York Football Giants at the Buffalo Bills. And it's supposed to be raining and 50 degrees. And I think Daniel Jones is out. And we're not sure about Saquon Barkley. The spread, guys. The spread right now for this game is the Buffalo Bills minus 14.5. That is rare, folks. That is very rare. You see more than a 2 touchdown point spread. Wow. Look, I'm going to watch Red Zone. I'm going to sit there and hopefully there'll be some fun action. But the lineup this week, nothing really jumps out at me. Like, look, the Broncos and Chiefs just played last night in a terrible Thursday night football game. The Broncos were out there in their first possession throwing flea flickers, basically. Or hook and ladders. I'm sorry, hook and ladders. Travis Kelce. And by the way, that was improvised. That wasn't planned. That's how much they thought of the Denver Broncos. That Travis Kelce is out doing hook and ladder plays. They covered the spread. Gambling-wise, this weekend, let's see. 49ers already told you minus 9.5. Book it. The Miami Dolphins aren't even a two touchdown favorite. I don't know if that's because Devon Achan's on the 4-week IR, but Mostert's back. Jeff Wilson Jr. I like the Dolphins to absolutely trounce the Panthers. It's in Miami. It's supposed to be sunny and 80 degrees. Colts and Jags, that's a fun football game. New Orleans minus 1.5 at Houston. That's a tough one. Patriots and the Raiders. Give me the Patriots and the Raiders. Ugh. If you were in Vegas, and this game's in Vegas, if you're in Vegas, would you even free tickets to the Patriots-Raiders game? Are you going? I'm probably not. I think the slot machines are more fun. But I think there's slot machines in the stadium, so maybe I'll go. Cardinals and Rams, good game. Rams minus 7. I don't know if I'd take that. All right, here's the other one. Wow, I didn't see this. The Eagles -7 at the New York Jets. What, the newfound Jets? Are you kidding? Give me the Eagles -7. So I got San Francisco. I got Philly. I know that sounds boring, but these games are boring this weekend. Detroit -3 at the Bucks. Bills -14.5. Sorry, I'm not touching that. I ain't doing it. And then on Monday, I'll go over the Cowboys-Chargers game because that should be pretty fun. Cowboys-Chargers will be interesting. All right, we got college football coming up this weekend as well. There's a few games that are pretty interesting. One is happening at Notre Dame. USC will be at Notre Dame. That'll be a fun game. The big game is number 7 Washington at number 8 Oregon. Oh, I'm sorry. I think that game is in Seattle. It is. It's in Seattle. Number 7 versus number 8. That's a huge game. Huge football game. Massive playoff implications. And then number 10, number 21, USC and Notre Dame. Number 12, North Carolina. Number 25, Miami. Off of one of the worst coaching decisions that we've ever seen in the history of college football. Oof. I don't know who I'm taking in that Miami. It's UNC -3, and I might take UNC. Miami is 4-1. Man, tough game. USC at Notre Dame. UCLA, number 18 UCLA, and number 15 Oregon State. Over under 54. That'll be a fun game. But the big ones are Miami, North Carolina, USC, Notre Dame, Auburn, LSU. Maybe Auburn give LSU some fits. I know my boy Kevin Anthony didn't want to hear that, but LSU's not the LSU of old. Texas A&M, Tennessee could be fun. But I think all eyes will be in Seattle on Washington and Oregon and USC and Notre Dame. And speaking of those two games, those fall into my where do you want to be? There's 3 places I got. You let me know. If you could be anywhere this weekend, I'm going to give you 3 options. You want to be in Seattle to watch the Oregon and Washington game. Looks like it's 54 and balmy. No, verse number 8. Should be a fun football game. Would you want to be in Houston, Texas? In Minute Maid Park? Roof closed. 7 p.m. versus the Texas Rangers. Houston versus Dallas. By the way, those ticket prices are ridiculous. I've been looking at them. Wow. $300-400 for upper deck. I guess Houston versus Dallas. Or, last place, would you want to be in Notre Dame for the Heisman frontrunner and the USC Trojans going into Notre Dame, who's 5-2, USC 6-0. Out of those 3 places, where would you rather be? Watch 2 college football games or a Major League Baseball game? I'm going to go, man. I'm going to go Notre Dame. I am. And look, I'll probably go to one of the games this weekend. Well, if I go, it'll have to be Sunday because Monday night I've got a live show at Christian's Tailgate. You guys do not forget that. I will be there at 3:00. I'm handing out koozies from Thiessen's Law Firm. It's going to be amazing. Have a live show directly following the Astros game. So if I was going to be anywhere this weekend, tomorrow night on NBC, 6:30 p.m., 56 degrees in Notre Dame, USC Trojans. Yep, that's where I would want to be. That'll be the most exciting game this weekend. All right, guys, look, stay tuned to Sports with Balls for bets over the weekend. I'll probably post one tonight. Colorado's playing tonight, by the way. I'm probably taking them. I think it's -11.5, but they have their great 2-way player back in Hunter. So I think that Colorado really gets back on track tonight. Stanford at Colorado. The line is 11.5. Give me Colorado minus the 11.5. Fresno State and Utah. Maybe Fresno. And my team, look, right here. The Memphis Tigers at home versus Tulane. Should be some fun football. Football all over the place, guys. Have a good weekend. Be careful. Happy Friday the 13th. Thank you to Christian's Tailgate. Thank you, Thiessen Law Firm. Thank you, Ho Buzz. See you guys on Monday on this daily show. But I will post videos over the weekend Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. And if you missed any of the show, type in Sports with Balls on your podcast arenas, and I'll be there. I'll see you guys Monday. I'm Jeff Michael. This